Take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. Connecticut 15-1, 5 straight wins to begin conference play. And meantime, DePaul here in hostile enemy territory in what has become one of the toughest places to play in the Northeast and maybe even the country.
No question about it. And this UConn team special
to the college basketball mountaintop. C.J. Gunn trying to loft it to N.J. Benson. This is a really good defensive team for Chris Holt to give themselves a chance.
Yeah, they're going to have to create some turnovers. And they're going to need as many possessions in the open court as possible and then figure out a way to get some threes as well.
Says a lot about what Danny Hurley has built with this team.
The belief and trust. Those are the two things, the connectivity that this group has. They're not the most talented, as you see Mullins there with us
a little while ago. We have to be able to generate threes, high quality three-point shots to give themselves a chance. This is Layden Blocker. He's going to pull
open threes because that is a heartbreaker from a defensive standpoint.
Here's Terrace Reed underneath. Boy, dropping a dime to Alec. Connecticut's caliber. This is solo ball feeding the post. Down low. Beautiful little turnaround from Reed. Won't go. Terrace Reed has been a focal point. There's the early double. Caravan on the dive. Mullins from deep. Sprawls and Cunt
has forced them to struggle with their spacing.
This is N.J. Benson, his first take. Fisher's are going to get a little bit of a bump here underneath.
He's going to go down, and He's had an incredible career, and I love the kid's talent.
Yeah.
And he really is. He's one of those guys, he literally never makes a negative play. Yeah. He's a terrific
3-point straight. But already some shooting struggles there. 1 of 5 from deep. Look at that dribble drive. Malachi Smith taking out all comers.
And there may not.
Straight away to McClure. Into the corner. Gunn elevates short. And a loose ball foul. Weak side. Fishers are going to get Caleb Bank.
And the group on hand. I think you're going to see DePaul. Like, people talk about rebuild. This is not a rebuild. This is a build. Because when DePaul was relevant and Caravan knocks down that triple, the spacing is not quite there, and the ball's sticking a little too much. They've got to get more ball movement to shift the feet of UConn.
Paul comes in at 10-6, back-to-back wins in conference play. They got their hands full. Terrace Reed, a thing of beauty. 8 seconds to shoot. This is R.J. Smith. Guarded by Demery. Is the tip of the spear for Connecticut's defense. Off balance, it's good.
It's about how connected UConn is defensively.
This is Ross, and he's fouled by Gunn. And that looked to be a clear three-pointer. Won't go. A little bit of a mistimed jump. Demery straightaway 3. Missed it. Reed crashes the glass. Doubled. Benson. Into the paint. Pierre Justin open 3. Got it. Big shot for DePaul.
Connected here.
Here comes Caravan. Walking a tightrope.
Basketball as well.
Macklin up top. Dropping a dime to Benson.
And that was a terrific possession because of how quickly the
Demons showing a little bit of life. They cut it to 7. Here's Caravan rolling to the basket. Such a high basketball IQ. Always tough for Dan Hurley up until that moment. R.J. Smith into the paint. Straight away, Pierre Justin. That's a 3. So Teo Pierre.
In America. So their defense will get a chance if they can just create enough opportunities in the open floor.
Blocker the takeaway up off. Offensive lulls at this end of the floor.
They haven't shot the 3 as well. There's a nice attack. And able to get all the way to the basket. Demery.
R.J. Smith, Mullins trying to tie him up. Here comes Benson. Bulldozes his way underneath, and it's last touched by the Blue Demons. So 6-point lead for the Huskies. Number 14 in the country. Demery. Back-to-back layups to try to get this offense jump-started again. 90 seconds of the half. Smith pops it up. Up the floor comes the freshman sensation, Mullins. The layup. Got it! And he's headed to the free throw line. Offensive rebound for the Blue Demons. And a reset for the final 60 seconds. Blocker underneath. Tough pass. On the wing, this is Macklin. Layup. Got it.
Timeout was smart, too, because even though you're down, you've got some momentum. You want to make sure you finish here strong, and a great job handling the pressure. Getting that
ball, particularly on the perimeter, we have to get by them. We got to be faster.
Just like that, his defense creates a takeaway. In second half, this is Paris Reed on the top of the key. Pounded by Benson. Mullins going to pull short. Paul, a team that comes in having won back-to-back games in conference, which is a really big deal for them. Solo ball.
He's tied for the 8th most free throws made in the Big East.
Just speaks to the depth that Dan Hurley has built with his team. Caravan turned back. Solo ball had an open look, passed it up, gives it to Reed mid-post. Reed steps middle, elevates, and puts it down. And they also beat Florida at the Garden. One of only 3 teams with 4 Quad 1 wins in the non-conference as Florida.
The game is just really fast. He's got to think a lot, but he's got great foot skill. He can move for that size, and as he gets more confident.
4 minutes gone by, second half. Eric Ryba onto the floor for Dan Hurley. Beautiful backdoor cut. Mullins was just so smart on the dot.
Terrific find there on that backdoor court cut for the easy deuce.
DePaul, meantime, still has not hit a basket to start the half, and right on cue, it's Macklin.
Paul, can we figure out a way to string together some stops? Can we get something in transition? Can we knock down a couple threes just to give us some confidence?
15-minute mark in the second half. The Huskies team looking for what would be a 12th straight win, as Ryba a little bit high with that pass. And Mullins comes out of the fray with it. So again, C.J. Gunn is on the DePaul bench at a really important part of this game.
As dribbles so they can load and attack it. Gunn's one of the few guys that is comfortable playing that style.
Ryba, beautifully set up by Errant pass from Gunn. So missed 3 and then a turnover, back-to-back trips. Huskies give it right back.
Yeah, that was a good down to get a little confidence. And generally, C.J. Gunn's one of those guys that can give you some momentum with his ability to create offense. Fast-paced UConn team. So relative to how many possessions they generate, that's a big number, especially with a team that at times is going to have their struggles. And his staff are going to be really reliant on his development moving forward.
N.J. Benson on the box. Nifty little spin layup. Woodson in Indiana before the transfer to DePaul. This is Ryba, beautiful roll to the basket.
The leverage before he elevates, the terrific job fundamentally offensively.
They've always had good depth here at center for Dan Hurley as Gunn now back. So we come up on the midway point of the half. Mullins, the freshman, is bumped here by a blocker. And already DePaul, Greg, is open. Reset Smith. 10 on the timer. Smith, boy, beautiful lead bounce. Ryba goes glass in Connecticut. 19-point game. That's Macklin. They're going to count the field goal.
Player on the perimeter and really has helped turn around this defense.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing he talked about.
R.J. Smith with a chance at 3.
Get a nice.
My kid hard. He says that's heaven for Dan Hurley. Silas Devery Jr. Cash money. So once again, DePaul on the ropes a little bit. Big basket, C.J. Gunn.
And the best part, if you're UConn, his best basketball is still going to be ahead of him. He's still developing physically and getting more and more confident, it seems, with each performance. So Coach Hurley talked about it. You're not playing if you're not defending. And that's one of the first things you got to learn when you come to this level is Caravan able to knock down that triple.
Reset Malachi Smith. 5 seconds to shoot. Beautiful setup. Terrace Reed.
Facing the ball movement. There's no reason why they shouldn't be a really good offensive team. They just got to start making more threes. If you were first team All Big East, sometimes that was harder than being an All-American. It's just how much talent the Big East has had through the years.
That's a fun conversation to have.
And in time, we're going to have some guys that find themselves in that conversation as well.
Eric Ryba and the officials say jump. Terrific assistant coaches on the staff. Kamani Young, Luke Murray, Mike Nardi.
Yeah.
Nardi formerly at Villanova. Beauty just couldn't put it down. Oh, tough catch. Flores climbs the ladder. And he didn't have to
calculate it. I have to be maniacal because if I don't bring the fight, how do I ask my players to bring the fight?
It's such a great point, Jared, and that really is, it's a mindset.
Naismith, the National Coach of the Year, was Hurley in 2024. First time ever for a Connecticut head coach.
Let down just because of how the game against Providence played out. They were down and really struggled at times, and then to find a way to come.
It's just so fascinating to watch Dan Hurley coach. Psychology is unique as any coach in the sport. That is pretty special.
You can coach them hard when they trust you, and they trust Danny Hurley. You know, he's earned that from them because they know he's got his
7, but they had stretches, Greg, where they looked impressive against one of the heavy hitters in the country.
I mean, they're already good enough defensively. You know, even in this game, you hold the.
As the Blue Demons cut it to 12, but it will be a mere footnote. Dan Hurley, Chris Holtman, the respect as Hurley's and get to 16-1 on this season. Coming up after the break, we'll get you to Villanova and Marquette for GA. Jared Spirodidis saying so long from Hartford.